Hello and welcome back to a brand new series here on FS25. This one is a carry on from our Ohio Richlands episodes in FS22. And we're up here in Montana now, so we've travelled about 38 hours in total from Ohio to here. As you can see, we've still got the pickup on the back. We did sell the gooseneck trailer around northern Iowa, bought this truck and trailer in Minnesota, and picked up this nice Massey Ferguson tractor in the southern part of North Dakota. So this should be enough to get us going up here. Obviously we've got this truck and trailer. The only reason for this is to move our combines and big equipment when we get it, because this map is a 4x map, so it is quite large compared to what we're used to. So it is going to take a bit of getting used to for this size of map, moving equipment around, being in the right place at the right time. We are running seasons, and at the moment it's 2-day seasons. However, this may be increased to 3 days depending on the workload and what we've got to do. But we'll find out a bit later in the series if that is going to be enough or if we need to change it to 3-day months. Right now we're heading to a little patch of land that we were looking at just before we got here. It is for sale and it's $127,000. It's not a field, but it is a yard area that we can use, eventually put some gravel down and a shed, and kind of make that our main yard. So we're heading over there just now. It is quite a big map. It's somewhere over there in the distance. So this is going to take a lot of getting used to. But we're starting off with $250,000 in the bank. I need to be along that road, I'm pretty sure. All these little back roads and that is probably not the best thing to be going down with this kind of truck, especially with that wide double tyres on the Massey Ferguson. But we'll get there. We're hoping to get around about 100 episodes out of this series and then move to something else, but depending how quick we can kind of move on in this series, because we have got it on easy mode, but starting from scratch. So we've got no equipment other than what we've got here, the truck, the tractor and the pickup, and obviously the $250,000 in the bank. There isn't any loans. This is just what we've bought on the way up here with the money we had left from Ohio Richlands. Obviously we finished up that series with just under 10 million in total, but there's no sense in bringing all that into this new map because then you've made it already. So we're starting with $250,000 and that should be enough to get us going. But we're going to head over to this yard here and we will see you there to get everything offloaded and see what our first job is going to be. Well, here we go, we have arrived. So it's plot 147. Now we've travelled from somewhere over here. We come in on the southeast of the map, through the little village, up this road, across under that bridge, along between fields 17 and 9 to here. And yeah, that took a minute, and that was just this little section at the bottom of the map we've moved across, and we have all of this. So this is going to take a lot of getting used to. But let's purchase this bit of land, $127,296. So that's purchased. We are going to be staying in this little town here until we can get enough money to get a small caravan to place on this lot somewhere. We don't know where we're going to place it just yet. We'll just unstrap everything and start getting this equipment unloaded. So we're just going to quickly check the contracts just now. Don't think there's going to, oh, there is quite a bit. Fertilizing. $15,000 for fertilizing that field. This is going to bring in money really quick. It may be worth seeing about getting a fertilizer then, I think. Right, let's get this unloaded. I don't know if this is the best tractor for fertilizing. We didn't have, no, there's no 3-point hitch, so it would need to be a pull behind fertilizer we use for this, unless we can find something in the sale, which is more than likely not going to happen. Let's just check it quickly anyway. Oh, there is actually a little one. That that may work. It's very cheap and it's only for fertilizing. I think it's maybe too small though. Yeah, I think that's maybe on the little side for what we need. Right, let's get this pickup unloaded as well. Then we can get everything kind of parked off to the side on our new bit of land. So we've got $122,000 left in the bank. But I think we're going to have to rent some equipment for a start, because there's no way we're going to be able to purchase everything we need. Right, let's just get this truck off the road as well. I don't know if we need to, well, maybe need to keep this truck ready to go. Where is the shop actually? There's another contract just came through, harvesting. Field 82. Where is Field 82? That looks like it's up the top here somewhere. 82's there. So what is in there? Is that canola? Yes. So canola down to, it's not going too far actually. I think we'd have to lease the equipment though. That is going to bring our price down just a little bit, but only by 1,000, so we're going to get 23,800 for that contract. And we could probably take on that fertilizing contract as well. I just wonder what we've got in the way of fertilizers that's pull behind. Where are we? Fertilizers, so one of these, 45,000 is the cheapest. But that's going to be much better in the long run because it's got a 42 meter working width instead of between 24 and 30. It's also the same working speed, 11 miles an hour. So I think we're going to have to, we could purchase that and lease a small tractor. But 10,000, so that's 10 tons plus so it's 14 tons fully loaded. That's going to require a decent sized tractor, I would say. All of these are kind of well out of price point, but one of these certainly is doable. I think we could get away with one of these. Put the bigger horsepower engine in it and then maybe lease the fertilizer spreader just for the contract. What would be the cost of that? Fertilizer spreaders, so we don't need to change anything. So lease, that would be 3,300 plus the fertilizer cost as well. Which one was the fertilizing? 68, which must be over on the left side of the map. Yeah, here. So that's quite a big bit of land. Oh, decisions. Contracts coming through already and we're not sure what we're going to be doing. Right, we'll turn this round here. I think we should purchase that smaller tractor because this one's mainly for bigger field work and ploughing, cultivating and drilling as well. We need to get a smaller one. I think we're going to have to just buy the other one and rent the spreader. Or we could wait until the other contract's done. Take on that combine contract. In fact, yeah, let's borrow this items here. We're going to complete this contract. It's going to give us $23,000 more to what we've got in the bank. That should allow us to purchase a small tractor and a fertilizer. And then that's the first bit of equipment that we've got. So for now, let's leave this parked here because there's no point in taking that all the way up there just now. In fact, there is, because if we're doing this harvesting contract in field 82, we can park our truck on this road. Once we've completed the contract and moved everything down to this farmer's market, we can take the truck across to the shop, which is here, purchase that new equipment and fertilizer, do our contract in field 68 here, and then anything left over we can take back on the truck and take back home. Yeah, so the truck is going to be the better option there. Right, well, let's head off to our very first contract. But this is our little plot of land here. So it's not the hugest of places compared to some of the places on this map, but it is large enough for us to start off with, that's for sure. We have been looking at sheds as well. There's one at around $80,000, but I think that's going to have to wait until next month because we can't afford to spend $80,000 plus buy a fertilizer spreader and a small tractor. I think the Massey would be okay with the pull behind sprayer, the pull behind fertilizer spreader. The only issue we've got is it's quite heavy, it's large, and it's got twin wheels as well. So if there is crops in it, that is going to destroy them, and it's going to do it very quickly. And we don't want to be doing that, especially on our first day in this town. So we're going to head up there. Let's get this contract underway with combining. So we'll see you up there in just a second. Well, that's a worker away on our first harvest here on Judith Plains. So we're going to head back to the tractor and go back over to the store to get the trailer. So it was a good job we took the truck up here actually, because then we could take the combine over here a little bit quicker than it should have been, just driving it with a header behind it. So it does have its advantages already. Well, that went by quite quickly, and this is the last load in here. We got a full load of 30,000 litres before this, and now we've got 28,933 litres coming in now. So let's tip this in here and see what we're left with. I don't know where the best price is, but to be honest, the map's so large, there's no point in taking it to another sell point because it could be the other side of the map. It's not going to be much left. Oh, $9,416, that's pretty good. Right, we can't complete this yet, otherwise we're going to be stuck here with nothing to drive all the way back up to the shop to pick up our new tractor. So let's drive this back over at the field where the combine is, and we will go and pick up the truck, take it back, and we'll go back down the way we came from. Take the truck over to the shop, we'll complete the contract then, and pick up our new tractor, so we'll see you in just a second. Well, here we are back at the shop now, so let's get the contract completed and then we'll pick up the new tractor and maybe see what we've got left for a fertilizer spreader, whether we can buy one outright or not. So harvesting completed, minus the $1,000 lease cost, we've got $23,868, so we're going to collect that now. I did see a couple more contracts come through. Wow, there's quite a few fertilizing and more harvesting. Oh wow. That's a big field, field 55. But that is a massive income from that. I'm very tempted to go for that. What else have we got? Mowing contract, rock removals, we've got some spraying, I think that'll be it, yeah. Spraying, we could probably try that one. We will lease it for $200 to try it, because I'm pretty sure that's the really big one. So it's not going to take us long to really get quite a good chunk of money, to be honest. Baling, I think the grass is already cut with a baling contract, so it's basically just running around the field picking up the, baling as you go. There's no cutting involved in this. Right, let's go. We'll stick with our original plan. We can only take on 3 contracts at a time, so what else have we got? So we've got wheat there. And that's our canola. We've got oats, another canola, and another canola as well. This one may take a bit of time, so let's borrow the items for here. We can get started in this one, and we will do these 2 fertilizing contracts. I think we're going to have to purchase the fertilizer spreader. See what one's the biggest working with and go for it, because that's going to bring us in $37,000 and a bit just for that 2 fertilizing contracts, and potentially this one as well. We could actually do this one first because that's right beside where we actually are. So we're gonna, I think if we accept, let's just check our balance first. Let's purchase what we need first and see what we're actually left with. So these are both identical. Let's try this one. So if we get a bigger engine, oh, that shoots the price up quite a bit, doesn't it? Wheel setup, we're going to keep it as standard. I think it would just be wide tyres. Yeah, they're fairly wide, that tyres. I don't think we can get narrow. Oh, we do. Right, we're going to get narrow tyres then. Keep that front weight, I think that'll do us there. So $84,620. That should leave us enough to purchase a fertilizer spreader outright. So we've got 42 meters, 30, and 42 meters. Oh, right. With the size of fields, this is tricky because these are both the same speeds, the same working width, sorry, 42 meters, but this one is 5 miles an hour quicker across the field, but only takes 3,200 litres. This takes 10,000 litres. Let's check the sale. No, nothing as yet. Well, there's plenty of income coming in, so money isn't really a big issue for us just now. Something tells me to go for this one. I know it's just a little bit slower, but we can have more in it at a time. I don't know how much it's actually going to use. I tell you what, I wonder if we change that to narrow, yes. So let's lease this. I was trying to think of working out for leasing there. No, we can always upgrade the tractor later. So let's buy this outright, $66,000. Now we're left with $4,942. Now here's the next issue. We do need fertilizer, and we're only going to get 2 bags, I think. Yeah. So hopefully that's enough. If it's not, then we are stuck. So now we've got $1,102 left in the bank. So let's take our new tractor, we're going to hook up the fertilizer spreader, we'll get it filled up, head over to the field. Hopefully we can get this contract completed. If not, we're going to have to put it on hold and do the harvest contract first. So the worker that was helping us out with the combine is actually on his way back over here just now. He was walking for some reason, I don't know why. So he should be here soon. He's going to pick up the combine, the header, and the header trailer, and he is going to head over to that field. What we're doing, field 100, fertilizing. Let's accept that one. And now we've got harvesting 55, which is that big one across. Oh, so it's quite a distance. Right, he's going to make a start on harvesting there, but we're only taking it to the same place again. So it's just across, I'm trying to find a road for here, between 53 and 48, and then up here. I think that's maybe one of the better roads, unless there's one straight up from here. Right, let's head across to this field. We're going to get this done, and they're going to get set off for harvesting that canola. So let's do another little time lapse and see what we can end up with by the end of today, because that harvesting contract is going to take a bit of time to complete. Well, that went a bit better than expected. We've still got 707 litres of fertiliser left. So let's complete the contract now. There we go. So $9,786 in the bank. We're going to collect that. And we can take on one of the other ones. It was 68 and field 1. Field 1 maybe down the bottom here. Yeah, field 1's right down the bottom. And where was it? 58. Was it 58? 68. Which is this one here. So we'll do 68 first because it is closer. Let's accept that contract. Right, we're going to head back to the store, grab another few bags of fertilizer and fill this up a decent amount so that we can go straight from this one right down to the bottom of the map to save coming back and forth. So we'll probably fill this right up, send this away with a worker while we can get some other equipment like the truck and trailer down to the other field to get started on the combining contract. Oh, there's somebody walking there. Right, let's go and get this done, and we'll do another little time lapse and see where we end up by the end of today, because this one's going to take a little time to do. Well, that's us now completed the contract, well, very close to being completed this contract. We're just taking out what's left in the combine. There is a strip over the far end that's been missed and this bit here, but it says the contract's complete, so I think what we've got in the truck can be sold for pure profit, I believe. I'll check here. Where's our contracts? Once it finishes saving, there we go. So yeah, harvesting's completed, so this is purely profit. But I'm not going to drive around the map because it is fairly big. So we're just going to take this over to the sell point, which is there, and see how much we get. So we've got 25,331 litres of canola left over from that contract. There is still more in the field, but we can't harvest it, so the contract has been completed already. So we'll see over there, see how much we get, and complete the contracts, and then we can get the fertilizer spreader for one more contract, which we can't take on yet because we already have 3 active contracts. But let's go and get this done, sold, see how much we get for it. Before we complete this contract, we need to head back up to the store, which is where our truck is, and pick it up from there and see what else we need to do for today, because it is coming close to 5 o'clock in the afternoon now, so let's get going. Well, that's us now here, so let's see what we can get as income from this load. So 25,300 litres of canola. We've got it in different compartments, so $1,700 from that. Get a bag of fertilizer now to finish the other contract. I was waiting to say we could do the other ones just now, but this is going to give us it in 3 different totals for the amount we get. This is serious money coming in already. $15,261 plus a little bit more coming in here, because we only had about $260 I think it was in the bank before we started unloading this. So already that's been a phenomenal harvest, and that's just from selling the leftover canola after the harvest completed. So yeah, another 28,200, so 45,200 I think is what we got from that income. So that is fantastic. So let's not complete the harvesting contract just yet, because we'll lose the truck. And I'm not walking all the way back up to the store, it's too far. But field 6 to 8, the one we fertilized, $15,081. And field 1, $22,399. So So that's them completed. We can now go in here and take on this fertilizing contract. And there was something that I did find it. Maybe it's not here. Well, maybe not. Right, I don't know whether to take on another harvesting contract. That one looks like it's going from one side of the map to the other, doesn't it? Field 103, that's going to be up the top side somewhere here. Oh, there we go, in the middle there, and it's probably going to go somewhere down the bottom. I can't really see it, the icon's not flashing. I wonder why that is. I've no idea. But we've still got a wheat contract there we could do, which is worth quite a bit of money. That isn't an overly large field compared to the one we just did, so I think it may be worth doing. But yeah, the place we take it to sell isn't showing up, so I don't actually know where it's meant to be going. If it is showing it, it's not very obvious at all, and I am trying to look into the monitor screen, but I can't see a thing there down the bottom. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see if another place has got AgriCore. So field 24, it must be some, it's down here on the main road. So this one is one of these, I think it's this one here actually, right down the very bottom of the map, the other end of the map. That's a big distance to go. Not sure yet. Let's head back up to the shop. We'll get our truck and we will see about completing this contract, because we still got the income from this contract we just did, and see where we're at for today. So back up this road. We'll see you in a minute. Back up at the shop and see if there's anything else that's appeared in the sale. Well, that's us coming back and about to the shop now. I did forget to mention in that last clip that we did buy fertilizer. I've got here 5 bags of fertilizer for $9,600, and that has done us for 2 contracts so far, and then we should have enough to do that field 38 we've just taken on. If not, it's going to be a bit of a pain, because we've got we've got a long way to go to take 1 bag of fertilizer with us. But we'll leave this truck here, which is, it's just going to disappear, to be honest. We'll just leave it there. So let's complete this other harvesting contract, which is there. So minus the $1,000 lease cost, oh, I forgot it was that much, $81,279. So we collect that. That leaves us with $164,000 in the bank, which is fantastic. So check the sale. Still the same things from this morning, so that's okay. Just looking at here, try to see if there's anything worth us buying. But I can't see. Mowing might be an okay contract. Spraying would be good, but I would like to try, oh, it is that one. The Condor. It is a massive bit of kit, but it is very expensive. So that's going to be a long-term investment, that one. We can't get that right away. Mowing's fairly easy to get into, but we don't really need it just yet, and we don't have a place to store the bales really. We need a shed built first, and I think that's the main priority, which we could actually do this month because we have the money for it. I think potentially we could take on another harvesting contract. We could do this one. But there's not going to be much in that trailer because it's just a little, better with a trailer for a truck, not a tractor. So that is a massive distance to go with a tractor all the way down there every time. And I can guarantee it, because we just had this issue for that last field. We went from field 55 across to here, so not even half the map, and we were struggling to get back before the combine was full. So going from field 103 right down to the bottom and back, there's no way that tractor's going to get back quick enough before that combine's full. And I don't have, how much would the trailer be though? Where are we? Trailers. That's not the right ones. Oh, there we go. A different category now. So our cheapest one's $70,000. Or 110. We can afford them both. That one's probably better because it takes a lot more. Yeah. And that one, I think that's just a tender trailer, if I'm right in saying. It is, yeah. So that's not really one we need. That's for like seeds and fertilizer. I think that may be a good bet for us. It's certainly going to help with the distance between moving things around for the contracts and for ourselves. So I think that might be a good purchase. I'm just debating whether or not to do it. I think we should. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. We're never going to get anywhere if we don't buy things when we need it. So $110,000. There we go. So we can now use our truck, leave that low loader here. I'll park it over in the corner nicely, hook into the Super B. And what we can do is take on this harvesting contract now, but we're going to borrow the items and just not use the tractor. I think that's the best bet. Oh, well, I'm stuck in the middle. So yeah, that's never going to take in enough stuff for us down there and back. So let's get this loaded up with the combine. We'll get it over to the field just now and get going. And we'll start off a worker on that fertilizing contract as well. We need to get that done as well. So let's do another little time lapse. Well, this is almost the end of the harvest here. It's just coming to an end and it's a good time as well. The sun is almost setting and we're in complete darkness. But we have almost a full trailer. There is a little bit of room in that back hopper in the rear trailer, so we should unload into that. Hopefully I've parked in the right spot, but I think I'm maybe too far back. So there's not enough in there. In fact, we'll just jump in here and pull ahead a little bit. Unless he shut that combine down, I think. He has. They just shut it down and disappear. So the harvesting contract is almost complete. We'll just start this up again. So we're still going to have a bit of wheat left over in here. I'm just going to run across the top of all of the hoppers there just to make sure it's all full. Oh, it says at the top there, yeah, 100%. So there's still 10,000 litres in here. So we're just going to leave the combine here just now then. What happened there with the lighting? That was very weird. It's like daylight again. Oh, I don't know what happened. Right, yeah. Well, we still have a bit of daylight left then, but we're not going to take on anything else. So we did complete another fertilizer contract and we bought 4 bags of fertilizer from the store. That was $7,680. So we have these two here. We did the first one, I believe, was on field 38, wasn't it? Yeah. So that was $15,448. And another one we just recently finished, $27,327. That's what we had to buy the extra fertilizer for. And obviously this one, but we can't finish it yet, otherwise we are going to lose the whole progress. And the 80,000 litres of wheat in here. So I am going to head down to the sell point. And we'll see you down there to see how much we get from this, but we won't finish the contract. It is a bit wasteful just to come back up for 10,000 litres, but it's 10,000 litres and we need not really every penny we can get just now because the contracts are really good paying, but it helps in the long run. especially because we want to upgrade our, I know we've got a big tractor already, but we want to upgrade the one we've got to an even bigger one. And because it's Montana, I think you know exactly which one we are going to go for. So let's head down there. We'll see you down there in just a second and see how much we get from all of this grain. I've just completely blown through a stop sign there. Right, we'll see you down there in just a second and see how much we get. Well, here we are. The good thing about here is it's got scales as well, so it can tell you the weight of your vehicle. So 91,087. Yeah, it's up there, but as you come off the scales, that number will reduce. There you go. 38,000, and then down to 0 as the last trailer comes off. There we go. So that's a neat little thing to have on this map as well. I don't think we've had that before. But let's see how much we are going to get from this. It is going to take a minute to unload. Let's just have a quick check and see what other contracts. There is another fertilizing contract, a couple of baling contracts. I think we're just going to have to wait till tomorrow. There is quite a few of these. There's another wheat contract, but it's up the top of the map down to where we are now. Another mowing, well, it's the same mowing contract, I think. Ploughing. See, I was going to buy a plough, but I'm not 100% set on it just yet. So we're just going to have to wait a little bit on that. So we're 95% complete. 96, I think that's going to go up slowly as we're unloading, isn't it? 97 it is, yes. 84%. Right, let's move to this last one here. This should complete the contract, completely complete it at 100% once I've unloaded most of what's left here. And whatever we've got left plus the 10,000, is it 10,300 or 13,000 left in the combine? That's it finished. So $179 of income plus what is in here. I'm just going to sell this here because we're here. It saves dragging that weight all the way back up the top of the map and waste fuel. And then when we load out of the combine, I'm going to have a quick look to see what takes wheat, and whatever's closest, we're just going to take it all there because we don't have a place to store grain. But that's $18,384 in the bank from that, plus what is still in the combine and the contract itself, which I think is 54 and a bit thousand, 54,500 or so, maybe a little more. But let's head back up there, empty the combine, let's shut the auger back away, get it turned off, and we will go and sell what we have left, see what we're left with a total figure, and then complete the contract. So we'll see you up there in just a minute. Oh, I should have looked where I was going there. Right, we'll see you up there. Well, we found the closest place to that field, which is the Montana Prairie Ag Supply. Can't remember the price that it was at, but it doesn't really matter at the moment. So we had 10,386 litres of wheat left. There was a little bit nipped into that second hopper there, so we're going to have to empty that as well. There's not going to be much left in there. And see how much that gives us. So $8,511 for that, and maybe 100 or so here. Yeah, $117, not 117,000, that would be ridiculous. So I don't know how much I actually got for that whole contract with the wheat sale. I didn't actually take the note of it, but let's go and complete that now. So minus the harvest, the cost of leasing the equipment from the farmer at $1,000, $53,765 in the bank. So quick check of the sale before we go to bed. Yeah, nothing new there. So we're going to head off into the town down beside our yard. So that's going to take a minute. This is really tight to come around here. But yeah, that's the first episode and kind of the first look as well. Not the whole map, but certainly the start of the series. So we've purchased this Super B trailers we've got here. We purchased the small white tractor and the fertilizer spreader, as well as the bit of land down the bottom of the map. So that's all been purchased so far in this episode. We've got no loans, And we are ending the episode on $169,181. So quite a good start considering we've purchased all of that stuff. So let's leave the episode there. We'll come back for episode 2 fairly soon, where we're going to see about putting up a new shed, doing some more contracts, and hopefully graveling out a little section at our yard as well to save running through the grass, especially when it's wet. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we're going to see you again for the next episode very soon. Thanks for watching.